my darling. I want to welcome you to an all-new episode of After Dark Fairy Tales. And this is going to be a different episode tonight. This isn't going to be, well, it's still going to be about the UFO, but it's not going to be part 4 of the UAP Witness accounts part. I'm going to release part 4 for next week. But I want to do a different episode tonight to kind of, break the monotony. Keep having part 1, part 4 week after week, so I was going to do something a little different. And this story, in this case, this is going to be about the Belgian UFO. For any of you who haven't heard about it, it was like a phenomenal incident happening that took place in the late 80s over Brussels, Belgium. And a lot of people reported seeing these black triangular craft just sitting in the sky in Belgium. So this case was actually shown on a television show called Unsolved Mysteries. So I'm excited I get to share this story with you guys tonight. And I want to say to all my new subscribers, welcome to my channel. And I hope you enjoy the content. I want to thank my subscribers who've stuck by me and been here. And I want to thank you for listening to my content and supporting me. Because without you, this channel wouldn't be here. And I want to thank you. I also want to say to my special someone, my sweet out there, and she knows who she is, that I love you, and I'm glad that you're here listening as well. If you are listening, I'm sure you are, but that's just a shout out to my sweet. But anyway, oh yeah, and if you're watching this video, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of I would love to have you as my After Dark Fairy Tale darling, as I would call you. So please subscribe if you're new and you're watching this video right now. Just click on that bell icon so you can be updated as well on new videos that I post every week. So, but anyway, I'm gonna hop right into this case, and I hope you enjoy this one. This is about the Belgian UFO, and more than 3,000 people reported sightings of a UFO over Belgium. So this should be pretty interesting. So here's their accounts, and here's the story. Hope you enjoy. Since 1989, thousands of people have reported mysterious lights and shapes in the skies over Brussels, Belgium. Almost all the witnesses describe the same object. Basically, what we saw was this big triangle object with 3 bright white lightings in the corners. In the middle was a flashing red light. It passed by, approaching the roofs. Since it was flying so low, you could see 3 white lights which formed an equilateral triangle. Some eyewitnesses got a close look. The mystery of the Belgian UFOs began on November 29th, 1989, near the small town of Eupen, less than 7 miles from the German border. Gendarmes Henrik Nicole and Hubert von Monigny were on a routine patrol. Henrich described what he and his partner witnessed that night. As we approached the crossroads at Nuevos Road, our attention was drawn to an unusual sight. We saw a field near the road that was all lit up. It was like lights on a huge football field. We thought it was strange, and we wanted to know what was causing those lights. There was a huge triangular platform, and underneath it were strong headlights, and in the middle was this blinking, pulsating orange light. The whole thing was floating in the air. The gendarmes immediately called Albert Kreutz, their dispatcher in Eupen. Suddenly, they told me they were seeing a strange object in the sky. It made no noise, We joked about it and said it might be Santa Claus trying to land. Cruz noted that the unusual report in his log, but was skeptical. According to Heinrich, he and his partner followed the object as it flew across the Belgian countryside toward Eupen. We could see it clearly because the headlights were very strong. We could also see the flickering orange ball underneath. We were driving very slowly because it seemed like there was someone in that object and that somebody was trying to observe what was happening on Earth. Then a strange light flashed across the window of Albert Cruz's office. Off in the distance, I could see something bright, but I didn't know what it was. Suddenly, I saw something that looked like a laser beam shoot out of the light and then come back to the light. Heinrich and his partner followed the silent object. We continued to observe the object as it circled over the city of Eupen. It appeared to be heading toward the forest. On each side of the object, there was a kind of laser beam and a ball that was leaving the object and coming back as if the ball were to measure something. So it was easy for us to keep track of it in the sky. Cruz contacted the 4 local airports. Each reported no unusual activity. For at least 30 minutes, the gendarmes watched as the object hovered in the distance, and then, according to Heinrich, all of a sudden, it came out of nowhere, another spacecraft. We were a little frightened. The one we had been following was still over there, and now a second one was rising up into the sky. At a given moment, it tilted slightly. We could see again the shape of a triangle with bright headlights. We could see some kind of dome on the top of 2 or 3 small windows, and there was a light inside the object. By the time we realized what it was, the object flew away. Moments later, Albert Cruz became a believer himself. Through the open window, I saw a strange machine floating about 500 feet away from me. It looked like a large ship floating in the air. It drifted in front of me for a few seconds, then flew away in the direction of La Calamine. It was a beautiful thing to see. Within minutes, 2 other gendarmes reported a similar object over the village of La Calamine, 8 miles to the north. One of them, Dieter Plumens, had no doubts about what he saw. We had heard our colleagues talking about this flying object. In the beginning, we thought it was some sort of joke, but then we saw something. It wasn't funny anymore. Both of us had a strange feeling. It was impossible to explain what the object was. We thought it was an American airplane or something. We had no other explanation for what it might be, but it was real, and it was above us. All 4 of the sightings occurred in 1 hour within 20 miles of each other. That same day, 11 other gendarmes and more than 100 private citizens came forward with similar reports of UFOs over the Belgium. Then, in April of 1990, an amazing photograph was taken. It showed the same array of lights described by the eyewitnesses. By using a computer to enhance the film's contrast, the triangular shape was clearly visible. This amazing image was the first photographic evidence that UFOs had invaded the skies over Belgium. Overwhelmed by the number of sightings, Belgian authorities brought in an organization called SOBEPS to coordinate reports and set up procedures for dealing with future close encounters. They didn't have to wait very long. According to Captain Jacques Penson of the Gendarmerie, he was called to a home outside of Brussels when dinner guests reported seeing strange lights in the sky. These points of light were very different than the other stars. They were much bigger and much brighter, and not the color of stars. The main colors were reddish or yellow, and the others were green. Later, they began to travel short distances in an erratic manner. At the same time, radar at a NATO tracking station detected an unknown object at that exact location. Lieutenant Colonel Pierre Billon reported that the object showed up as a small circle with a tail in the lower left quadrant of the radar screen. We phoned to other civilian and military radar sites like Samazag, Verton, St. Hubert, and they had precisely the same echo at the same place. We were unable to identify this echo as being either enemy or friendly. It was not very clear for us that there was an aircraft. With confirmations from 4 radar stations, 2 F-16s from the Belgian Air Force were immediately deployed. Their mission was to locate and identify the object. The pilots soon locked onto it with their onboard radar, but after just 5 seconds, the object bolted out of range at an incredible rate of speed. Belgian Air Force Major General W.J.L. de Brouwer was at a loss to explain the encounter. We measured some exceptional accelerations which cannot be related to conventional aircraft. That is clear. For the next hour, the object seemed to play a high-tech game of cat and mouse. According to Lieutenant Colonel Billon, each time pilots achieved lock-on, the object darted out of range. The pilots confirmed that it was impossible for them to accelerate as quick as the target was doing. When the jet's onboard radar footage from that night was analyzed, the UFO could be seen climbing from 7,000 feet to 10,000 feet in a matter of seconds. Then, incredibly, the object plummeted to just 500 feet in only 5 seconds and accelerated to more than 1,000 miles per hour. That's 2 times the speed of sound. This extraordinary combination of acceleration and descent would be fatal to a human pilot. And another peculiar fact, even though the craft exceeded the speed of sound, no one on the ground reported hearing a sonic boom. According to Major General de Brouwer, no known aircraft was capable of such acrobatics. The data then on all these performances, which were registered during the lock-on of the radar, it was totally outside of the normal performance envelope of any airplane. The Belgian UFOs have been observed by thousands of eyewitnesses. They have been reported on military radar, and one unknown object evaded sophisticated fighter jets. Yet skeptics dismiss the sightings as nothing more than UFO hysteria. They believe that the radar reports are the result of false echoes or changes in atmospheric conditions. But Gendarme Heinrich Nicoli said he knows what he witnessed. Some people don't believe us and the things we have seen. Well, they're afraid to believe us. It doesn't matter to me. But I have seen something, and what else can I say? It was not some invention of my mind. I saw it. It was very real, and it happened just as I have said. Based on the radar data, Major General de Brouwer concluded that conventional aircraft were no match for the advanced technology his jet fighters encountered. I think it's our job to try to find out if there is really something in the air, where it comes from, and what the origin is, and what the intentions are. Indeed, there is something going on in Belgium which is beyond our control. Despite thousands of sightings in Belgium, there have been just a few reports in the neighboring countries of France, Germany, and the Netherlands. For skeptics, this is more proof that the sightings are the result of overactive imaginations. Some people, however, speculate that UFOs may be attracted to Belgium's highway system. It is so brightly lit at night that it was visible even to the astronauts on the moon. Well, I know that was a short case, but what do you guys think about that one? I remember they showed the episode on Unsolved Mysteries, and I thought it was the craziest thing. They showed what this triangular craft looked like. It looked like a menacing Starship Enterprise, or like the Millennium Falcon, but I can't imagine seeing a machine that's like completely black with lights underneath it, just sitting in the sky, something that big, just hovering. And supposedly we don't really have aircraft that can do that, but they claim that there's some top secret military stuff with like exotic propulsion systems that we don't know anything about. And this is back in 1989, so whatever technology that our military has, whatever advanced technology that our military has, they still ain't going to release it to the public because it's considered black projects. So, real top secret stuff. I don't know if it's reverse engineered alien technology, but they claim that it's possible that that could be it, or some kind of interdimensional thing. But there's some advanced technology out there, and they claim that rockets now are antiquated. We're still using antiquated technology. We've been using rockets to fly our men to the moon since, late 60s and the 50s and stuff. So they said they got more advanced stuff now. It's just not being released to the public. So I think that triangular craft might be one of many things. Maybe it's reverse engineered, or we might have something even more advanced than that today. So, but you guys let me know what you think about this story, and let me know if you've ever seen these black triangles. They claim that in the 50s, it started out as witnesses seeing saucer-shaped craft. And then when it hit the 80s, the 1980s, the craft became more triangular. So they believe that that's the point where the military probably started reverse engineering the saucer-shaped craft that they were recovering, like the Roswell craft and stuff like that. So that's speculation, that the triangular design was built around this saucer-shaped cylinder propulsion system. So that's why they use the triangle shape to stabilize the craft even more and get it to fly at tremendous speed. So I don't know. The craft was called the TR-3B. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I've heard a lot of reports of black triangle spacecraft just hovering in the sky at night. So could be a military thing, could be something otherworldly. You be the judge. So, but I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. And now that I've talked your ear off about all this secret alien technology that's being hidden from the public, I hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll be back next week with the continuation of the UAP Witnesses. And that'll be part 4. So please let me know what you thought about this. And if you're new to my channel, please tickle that bell icon and subscribe so you can find out, check out part 4 of my UAP series, and also check out the other versions, the previous ones that I uploaded. But I'm glad you joined me tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the Belgium UFO story. And don't be afraid to post a comment and tell me if you ever seen anything in the sky that didn't look like your conventional aircraft, and if you ever seen strange things. So just let me know any sky phenomenon. Let me know in the comments, or you can just send your story to my email, and you'll find that in my info and in my YouTube info. So, but I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll be back again. And I want to thank you for listening, and I want to thank my suite for listening, and she knows who she is. And I'll be back with UAP Witnesses Part 4 for next week. And until you hear my voice again, good night, my darling.